Hey everybody, it's Jeannie at Richland Sewing Center on Wednesday, and the class that we had this morning has left, so I have kind of boxed myself into a corner over here in our classroom to talk about the Scan and Cut. First, I am going to talk to you about a new panel and fabric that we got in because it's so cute and it's something that I really like, and it's not a horse. But I want to show you this, and then I'm going to turn around and go back to my Scan and Cut and talk about some of the things over there. So this is a panel that we just got in with the Highland cow. It is a Christmas panel because he's got his horns and head underneath Santa's suit. This pattern goes with that, and you can see there are some small pictures at the bottom, and there's a running border around the outside, and that border is right here. And I am itching to make a 60-degree runner out of that, but I want to save it for everybody else to get it. So if you're interested in that, let us know. So now I'm going to come over here to the Scan and Cut. This is my Scan and Cut, and it is something that I use very, very much. It's mainly a machine that works to cut paper, vinyl, and fabric. We sometimes cut cork with it and some other items also, but the three that I just mentioned are the main things. So I have some things kind of laying around. We have a class this Saturday on this project. It's a t-shirt, and we have a wonderful Scan and Cut teacher who teaches the project classes, and that is Barbara. She'll be teaching this project here on Saturday, and she will also be teaching it at OSQE at the show in Irving. So if you want to get signed up over there, this project involves fabric. The pink and white fabric is, or the pink and white flower is fabric. This is vinyl, and this is vinyl. So she combines a lot of different things when she's doing Scan and Cut projects, and she's great. This is a paper project that she did. It's a greeting card, and it's kind of dimensional. So you can see how sharp all the points and the little pieces are on that. The Scan and Cut not only cuts, it also writes. There are pens that fit inside, and this happens to just be a little box I put together. So I cut the box on the Scan and Cut, and then I wrote sweet treats on the outside of it. We have done several projects with pens where you're actually making designs and writing. This is a project that comes in the box. When you buy a Scan and Cut, you get the directions and the paper to make this fun little box, and it's kind of a little gift box. So I wanted to tell you that. I'm going to show you some things that we've done. This is a tote bag that I made. This is a special vinyl. It's not just the normal vinyl, but it's a special vinyl, and that was cut totally on this Scan and Cut. I'm going to move over here. This is vinyl that was cut and then pressed onto the shirt, all cut on the Scan and Cut. My little Highland cow that's down here, the middle piece was not cut on the Scan and Cut because that was pieced. The other pieces were cut on the Scan and Cut, and one of those is a felt leather kind of look too. So those were all cut on the Scan and Cut. If you look at some of the patterns that we use, just to let you know, the wonderful thing about the Scan and Cut is the word scan. It's the only machine that does that, and it makes your projects wonderful. So, for example, this is a book by Art to Heart of applique designs. So if I turn open in here, this is the sheet that has the patterns on it. Now, I could scan the pattern there. I'd probably have to make a copy because I wouldn't want to put this whole big thing through the machine. And I could make a copy of those snowflakes. Some of the other patterns, you're going to notice they overlap each other. So if I scan those, I would kind of get an odd-shaped project out of the whole thing. So when I want to do that, I take a piece of paper and trace what I want to do. And I do that with a lot of applique patterns because when they print them, they overlap them. And then I would put that inside my scanning mat. And I have something here. This is called a scanning mat. I'm going to lay it down here. It has a lift up piece here. So I would take my drawing or my copy, or some patterns come ready to go, ready to put in the scanner. So I would put that here, and I would tell my machine to scan it, and it would scan those shapes, and it would save those shapes. And then I would be ready to cut them out. So that's one. Here's another one that I've copied. And I had another pattern here. Let me just show you this one. I'm sure this doesn't make any sense, but this is a pattern for a bunny rabbit. So this particular company does two positioning here. This is a placement diagram. And then she has another piece of paper that is like this. And she does that so that we can use them on the Scan and Cut. So I scan those pattern pieces into my Scan and Cut. And here is the project that I made. So those were all cut on the Scan and Cut, and they fit perfectly. Now, this is not embroidery. This is just regular applique. If you have a machine embroidered applique design, you can also pre-cut the pieces on the Scan and Cut, and we love to do that because it works so well. This is some of the products that we use a lot. This is glitter vinyl. We have a store down the street called Cali Pop, and we're her best customer because we get stuff down there all the time. If you're taking the Christmas thing with Ain and I, that with the joy that I showed you yesterday, these things are all cut on the Scan and Cut, and the projects are done with the glitter vinyl. Now, I wanted to show you a little bit about the machine. I have it open here. It stores like this, and then this goes down flat, but I've got it opened up. It has, we call these garages. These are little places to store things. The part that cuts is actually this. It's a little section. This lifts out, and you can put a different, I'm going to call it a knife for lack of a better word, but there's a blade in there, and that's what actually does the cutting. Over here on the menu, I have pattern and I have scan. So if I was going to put that scan sheet in there, I would touch scan right here, and I would tell it to save it. And then this is pattern. So I have a lot of different shapes and things here. I'm just going to put something up on the screen. I'm going to touch that one, and I think I'll pick a flower over here. This is just a basic flower. And when it comes up like this, it shows you a size. Now, I can change the size just by touching this, and notice it changes the size proportionately. Or if I want to change it disproportionately, I have another little magic button over here that I can change it disproportionately. That would make something tall and skinny or short and fat. I have a whole lot of settings in the machine. I didn't touch the setting menu when I was doing this, but I've just chosen that. So I'm going to say okay. And there's my flower, and I'm going to say okay again. And again, I have several different places I can change that size if I want to, but it's telling me that I'm going to do one, and I'm going to hit set. Now, if I want to do more than one, it's certainly easy to do that. This page, you see a grid on there that matches this, which is a cutting mat. Now, I have to tell you, my cutting mat is not pristine clean because I use it a lot. When it's new, it's very white and it's sticky. So I have a piece of fabric stuck on the mat, and I will tell you, I have backed that fabric with Heat and Bond Light. So that's on there. So here's my flower on the screen, but if I want to add some more flowers, I can do that. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to come back to set. If I touch edit, whoops, wait a minute. I got to go back again. My thumb got happy there. If I touch edit, I have a lot of choices here. I can make it bigger. I can make it smaller. I can rotate it. I can do all kinds of things like that. I can combine patterns. I have an extra wear in there, so I'm going to hit delete, and it's going to ask me. So I'm just going to put that in the middle of the screen, and I'm going to hit OK. All right, I'm not going to do any editing, so I'm going to hit OK again, and then it says please select. So I'm going to select cut. And now I have to put this inside, but I haven't scanned it yet, so I want to show you the beauty of this. I'm going to lay my mat, and you're really not supposed to do this with one hand, but I'm going to try and see if I can. I'm going to lay the mat right there, and I'm going to push this button, and the mat is going to go into the machine, and it just kind of hangs there. Can you see it? It's kind of fastened in there. And this is a picture of the scanner. So I'm going to touch scan, and I'm going to hit start. So now this is going to go through, and I'm hoping I'm not going to hit the wall. I pulled this out, and I have a little resting place in the back. I think it's going to do okay. And see, it says scanning right there, and you can see the mat moving. And now you're going to see my fabric on the screen. If you wonder, well, why do I want to see the fabric on the screen? Because I want to make sure that my flower is going to be right on top of the fabric. And see, I can see right now that my flower is a little bit too big. So I'm going to edit it here just a little bit. And I'm going to reduce the size of that flower. And then I'm going to say, okay. So now, can you see that my flower is actually fitting on that fabric? So now I'm going to say, okay. And this, I think, is one of the most wonderful things about this machine. Any fabric that I put in here, or paper, or vinyl, or whatever design, and I only put one design on the screen. I can put many. I can fill up that whole thing. And I also have a mat that's twice as big as this. I could do that also. But I can make sure that what I'm going to cut is placed right where I want it on whatever it is I'm going to cut. So I'm going to go okay again, and I'm going to select please cut. And now it's not cutting anything yet. And you know, I lost the picture because I already have it placed. It says cut right here. And I have some pressure and some speeds and things. Sometimes we do what's called a test cut. The first time you cut something, you want to make sure all the settings are okay, although this is a totally automatic machine. But sometimes we do the test cut when we cut something different. So now if I hit start, it says it's going to take about a minute. I don't really think it'll take that long. What's happening right now is that blade is testing how thick that fabric is, and it's going to set itself to cut that particular piece of fabric. So you can see that it's moving around, and I haven't used it in a couple of weeks, so I hope this blade is okay. We're going to find out in a hurry here. So it's telling me that it's finished, and then what I would do would be pick up the fabric like this, and this is my throwaway. And then I have a little spatula, and I don't have it in my hand. But I would just pick this up off the mat, and there's my flower perfectly cut. And look how perfect that is. On the back, it's shiny because I did put the Heat and Bond light on the back of it. This is wonderful. Now, I will tell you, because you may be wondering, yes, I did waste some fabric. But you know what? It's so good to me to be able to cut that beautiful flower out without sitting down and tracing it and then cutting it with scissors and then hoping it fit the right thing, because I can make it do exactly what I want. So it's worth it to me to waste fabric. And actually, if I were really doing a real pattern, I normally cut the fabric a little bit closer to the size of what I'm going to need, because I do always know how big, whatever the project is I need. So that, and then I would release the mat. I would hit that button. I don't want to do it right now because I don't want to drop this, and I only have the one hand. So that's kind of just a real quick summary of the machine. If I say okay there, I can go back what's called home, and it says okay to delete. And this is my menu that has all the settings in it. I can change the size of the screen. There's all kind of things I can do here. When I'm cutting vinyl, it takes a different setting, but everything also is automatic, because that's what the upgraded model, and that's what these are. That's what we sell now. And they automatically, when you saw that little blade move over there and kind of hop up and down, it's testing how thick whatever you're going to cut. So if I had a piece of cork in here, it would adjust to cut the cork. If I have a piece of vinyl, something like this in here, it would adjust to cut that. It's just wonderful. Is it always perfect? No, nothing's always perfect. And you do need some practice. And we do teach a class called Scan and Cut Basics. And that's what, if you buy a machine from us, or even if you don't, if you buy it here, you have a 3-hour class for free. And I teach that class. And then we have a lot of project classes. And that's what Barbara or one of the other teachers would teach those. So it's your advantage to buy it from us so that you make sure you're getting the best bet. So I hope that kind of answers a few questions about the Scan and Cut. I did have some people also want to know about a garage sale, which is at the end of the month. It's the I got my calendar out. I'm better today. The 27th and 28th, which is a Friday and Saturday. And we'll be having the sale here in the annex. It's better to do cash only. It's first come, first serve. The prices are greatly discounted. So We hope you'll come. There'll be machines. The machines will all be in running condition, so that we're not trying to sell you any junk. We're not doing that. There are some things that we don't use anymore that we just need to make some space, and so we're doing those things that have changed. You know how the styles changed. So we're going along with that too. So that is the garage sale for those that wanted information on that. I wanted to remind you about the rest of the week. Tomorrow is the home wall hanging class. Friday is the design center class with me. Saturday is the applique pillow wrap class. Saturday afternoon is the shirt that's right behind me, that pink one that's right behind me. And then next week on Tuesday, we have the decorative stitches workshop, and there is a supply list out there for that now. So what that is a lot of concentration on fancy threads and feet and different wonderful effects that you can do with your basic machine, or if you have a machine that has 3,000 stitches, that's okay too. So I hope some of you will want to come to the decorative stitches workshop. We try and do the circular attachment, we try and do bobbin work, and some of the other things just for practice, just to kind of learn how to do it. So I hope some of you will give us a call and get signed up for that class on Tuesday. Okay? So we finally got some of the stuff on the scan and cut. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know. If you want me to cut you some of that fabric with the Highland cow, let me know that too. So have a great evening, everybody. I hope it doesn't rain too much more. Thanks for watching. Bye.